Hi, hello guys. I saw something on Facebook and I was mad. Somebody was celebrating 8 years of courtship. My God. How can somebody celebrate 8 years of courtship? 8 years. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of courting somebody's daughter. He should be celebrating marriage and I would understand. How can you celebrate 8 years of courtship? What are we doing in long courtships anyway? How can you date a girl for 8 years? My first inclination when I saw that thing was perhaps they don't know what it means to court. Courtship is what starts after you have proposed marriage. You meet somebody, you meet a girl, you like her, you invite her for a date. One date, two dates, three dates, and then you like her more, you talk some more, you propose a relationship. From relationship, you see, oh, this girl is nice, blah, blah, blah. Now you want to marry her. And then you propose marriage. From the time you propose marriage to the wedding day, that is the period of courtship. Do you understand? So when somebody says, I'm celebrating 8 years of courtship, I was angry. How can you court for 8 years? And how can a lady allow herself to be courted for 8 years? Imagine if they started that courtship at 20. Maybe she was 20 years when the courtship started. And then they courted for 8 years. And they are celebrating on Facebook 8 years of courtship. For me, I feel that is wicked. It's not fair. Except they are celebrating 8 years of friendship, or maybe they knew when they were in primary school, maybe they knew when they were in secondary school and they were friends. They're celebrating 8 years of a serious relationship. Fine. But not courtship. And I want to use this media to say that long courtships are not necessary. You know why I say they are not necessary? If, for instance, you are a human being and you want to get married, the Bible says Adam and Eve were naked and they were not ashamed. Courtship is a period where you tell yourselves who are getting married. Yes, courtship starts. And then between now and the time you get married, you start to discuss. A courtship should consist of things like what kind of person are you? What do you like? What most importantly is what's your goal in life? Courtship is a time for serious discussions. What are your goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because in the course of courtship, and I ask you such a question, and you can't tell where you see yourself in the next 5 years, man, you're a loafer. For lady, for gent, you are loafers if you don't have plans for your life. Marriage itself is a big project. Marriage is for people who are ready to move forward in their life. So if you now say you are courting, you need to court with someone that has plans for the person's life. So courtship is a period of discussion, not a time for having sex. Because sex will only blind you. And once you are blinded, you can never know who you are dating, who you are getting married to. Such that after wedding, you now see who you're getting married to. And then people start saying, my husband is a devil. My wife is a wizard. My wife is a witch. She's this, she's that. Because the period of your courtship, you actually wasted it. Now, I want to talk about courtships. A decent courtship can be 6 months to 2 years. Any decent courtship can last between 6 months to 2 years or less. Why? Because if I'm sincere and truthful, and you are sincere and truthful, what are we wasting time for? And you don't propose marriage to somebody when you are not financially ready to marry. What do you mean by being financially ready? I will address that in my next video when I talk about marrying starters. Okay? So financial readiness for marriage doesn't mean you are a multi-millionaire. It just means you have something doing and you have a means of livelihood. Or lots of means. People are now doing multiple sources of income. Yeah, it's good. But you don't need to have stash of money in your bank account. It's not necessary to get married. Now, the Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and the Lord grants him favor. Okay? So what is favor? Favor is unmerited grace, something you don't merit. Okay, so when you get married, you've seen your wife as a good thing, the Lord grants you favor. Meaning that if you were before marriage, you were earning and maybe working and earning like 5,000, 10,000 before marriage, it means that after marriage, you are going to be more blessed. You're going to be more favored. You may not even work more, but you just realize that things that you do normally will get you more funds because God is interested in taking care of you and your family. Okay, now let's talk about that courtship. What is courtship? Courtship is the time between the time you propose and the time you wed. So why will somebody have a courtship for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years? And ladies, your bodies are clocks. Trust me. A woman starts menstruating maybe from 11 and stops menstruating by the time she's 40 or 45. And then you waste your productive years courting one man for 8 years. Girls, think about that. Start your relationships. Have your terms of reference. Your life is your business. It's like your investment. Time is money. So if I spend 8 years of my life with you and have nothing to show for it, I have wasted my life. And I don't intend to waste my life for anybody. So what is your plan? At your age, I don't expect any girl to just be in a relationship without knowing where the relationship is taking her to. Yes. If you are not in a courtship, then you should have friends. What do I mean by friends? As a lady, you're supposed to have friends that are guys, different friends, okay? Friends you go out together with, you go to gardens with, you go to your fellowship with, you discuss, you play, things like that. So nobody attaches you to any particular man because you are not married. Therefore, you shouldn't be answering Mrs. free of charge. I can assure you that people who do long courtships, they are having the services of wife free of charge. What is the service of a wife? She cooks for you. You have sex with her. That's the most painful one. That's when relationship break. They tell you, my heart is broken. Why will your heart break? If you're having friends that are guys and you're not having sex with them, and one guy stops talking to you, bullshit. Life goes on. But if you are having friends that are having sex with you, and one day they turn you down, or one day they tell you, I'm no more interested, then you are brokenhearted. Why are you brokenhearted? Your heart is involved because your body has been defiled. That's what I call it, defilement. Okay, so let's look at it reasonably. You start a relationship, and then somebody from all your guys, even for you guys, young guys, you're not supposed to have one girl. Why are you doing with one girl? You need to have girls that are your friends. You have Angela, Cecilia, Dorcas. You have a lot of them, and then you are friendly with all of them. You are not having sex with them, my friends. You go to church, you go to fellowship, you work, you meet at different places. So you don't tell me that that's your girlfriend is the only girl you know. Of course not. It shouldn't be. Okay. So what do? You have these friends, and as time goes on, you start looking at them, and this I think I can marry this one because she seems to sync with me. My chemistry agrees with her chemistry. Let me ask her for a date. You ask her out for a date. When you ask her for a date, you take her to an open place. I like open places because you can't mess up in open places. Then you sit down, you discuss. You can go to gardens, fine, beautiful gardens. Sit down, order a drink or something. And I'll tell you, young ladies, part of the reasons why you lose good guys, great prospects, is because you're greedy. Okay? You tend to eat too much. You're not starving. And even if you're starving, one outing won't fill your hunger. So you don't go to a garden and ask for the biggest roasted fish there. No, be a lady. Ask for one shawarma, ask for one juice, and make sure you have money in your pocket to pay in case something happens, You don't want to be embarrassed. Understand me? Okay, so now I'll say you go for this date, and when you order your food, the young man is already watching the kind of person you are. How do you eat? You eat and your shawarma is dropping and you're picking it, or there's something slipping down your fingers. No, well, that's not ladylike, Just package yourself. And don't talk with food in your mouth. As we're saying, no, that's not good. Be a lady. And then he asks you out, you go for that date, you talk, you think before you talk. Laugh, people like ladies who laugh, laugh, just be there, flow. And then the guy is watching. After that first date, if you performed well, there will be a second date. Okay? From second date, one day he will say, come, I'd like to marry somebody like you. Okay? You give me the chance. Oh, sure. I like to. Yeah, no problem. You see, that's what's called courtship. He wants to marry you. So he's asking you out for a courtship relationship. And now courtship starts. Courtship is not for sex. Courtship is not for serious discussions. You now start discussing. Oh, what do you do? Okay, how old are you? Your genotype, very important. Your blood group, very important. What are your plans? What is your philosophy about life? Because the Bible says, can two go together except they agree? Then you open yourself truthfully, laugh the way you laugh, eat the way you eat, be yourself. And then make rooms for each other. If there's anything I do you don't like, please tell me so I can change. Yeah. Okay. And then both of you start discussing. Wow. After 3 months, 6 months, if you are sincere and truthful to yourself, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year is enough. Is enough for your courtship. And then you get engaged. When you get engaged, he gives you that engagement ring. So courtship is not when you give the ring. No. Courtship is the time you talk, get to know yourselves. When you have agreed to marry, at the end of the courtship, he will propose marriage to you. And then he gives you an engagement ring. That engagement ring, in the next 2 weeks, 1 month, you should get married. Okay? So if you've dated a guy now 2 years and he hasn't proposed marriage to you, my God, you end it. Tell him, see, I'm a lady, my clock is ticking. Okay, what's your plan for me? I'm not, I'm not pushing you. I'm not forcing you to marry me. Okay, I know myself, but my clock is ticking. So, what is your plan for me? Well, I don't have money now. I would have said, let's okay, fine. We can end this relationship. Maybe when you are ready for marriage, you call me. That's if I'm still available. Okay, nicely, child. It was fun being with you, but I have to go fishing, man. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share. God bless you.